Wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Has anybody seen our producers this morning?
Which ones?
All of them. Are we a producerless? Are we a
ones?
producerless show this morning?
Correct, sir.
Where's everybody at?
Lord.
Huh?
Nobody's here.
Not one producer from Philly's here? Let me see.
No.
Oh my God.
Nope. Nobody from
Damn.
Nope.
I see OVO Eli. Oh, Sid is here.
Sid
Oh
from
yeah,
Philly.
yeah. I did tell y'all Steve.
Where Eddie and Tail at?
I don't know. Well, let's get in some front page news.
Nick is here.
Now,
Okay.
Tesla, we might have to make up some audio, so you let us know what audio we need, and we'll just, act it out. All right. Last thing.
Hold on. So ain't no audio in there either?
We got it? Oh, they finally got it.
He was
Okay.
making mad. Look at him.
All right. So last night, as we said, the Rangers did win the World Series. Congratulations to them. They beat the Diamondbacks in Game 5 for the first title in franchise history. So
Congratulations,
salute to the Rangers. Now tonight, the Tennessee Titans take on the Pittsburgh Steelers in football. Amazon Prime.
Hey.
Who you got?
Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Yep.
She said it maybe believe it for a little bit.
Yes.
Now let's get into this. One of the 5 police officers charged in the fatal beating of Tyre Nichols. Good morning, Tez.
Good morning, DJ Amy. Good morning to the queen of the Breakfast Club, Jess Hilarious,
Hey,
and Charlamagne the God.
Peace, Taz.
Yeah, the former officer, he changed his plea on his federal charges in the death of Tyre Nichols. Let's listen to the report.
This was one of the most horrific police beatings anyone has ever seen, and a lot of it was on video that was released to the public. Tyre Nichols was a FedEx driver on his way home from work, stopped by the police in what was later determined to be an unfounded traffic stop. He fled on foot and was chased down and savagely beaten. And 5 officers have been charged with attempted murder, aggravated assault, and other charges, and they are in custody now and fired from the police force in Tennessee. But what this is today is a federal indictment on top of that, accusing them of civil rights charges, deprivation of rights under color of law, and related charges by the federal government in kind of a symbolic message that the Department of Justice will take on these cases, even though, it seems pretty clear these guys are never going to get out of prison on the state charges. The federal case also important to show that the government will take action against police officers depriving citizens of their rights.
Damn. How much time they got?
Yeah, so
What did they say?
they could possibly be facing up to life in prison, but that is on the state side. But this is, again, they went in and doubled down and said, we're also going to charge you on the federal side as well. And so he basically just went in, and changed his plea. Like I said, making a statement showing that, they are not tolerating this. So they did it on the state and the federal, which does not happen, all of the time. And remember how swiftly they went to justice with this one. Because, again, we're talking about 5 black officers that unfortunately took the life of black Tyre Nichols.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like they're getting it right with this one, but they're only getting it right because them
right.
folks is black. You know what I mean? If they handled every situation like this, it probably would slow down because police would know that there's consequences and repercussions to their actions in a real way.
Yeah, no, you got it right. Nothing else to add on that because they are getting it right with this one, and people ask why. So this should be the new standard, the new precedence, on what should happen when something like this occurs. So.
I like those glasses, Tez. You got that
I
just
was
hilarious.
just about to say, like, you're definitely
you
giving
see it.
with the glasses. It's giving
what's
psycho.
your line,
Is it
Jess?
giving reporting?
Messy
Is
vision.
that messy vision, Tez?
It's not, but
Oh.
It's not Messy Vision, but I saw that you can get it. So do I need to order some Messy Vision?
No, I got you. Now I know that
You got me?
Now I know that
Okay.
you want your glasses tip. I got you.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you, though. Thank
All
you. I
right.
appreciate it.
Well, that is front page news. Thank you, Tiz.
Uh-huh.
All right, everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, call us up right now. Phone lines are wide open again. 800-585-1051 is the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Jess Hilarious is here. And let's get in some front page news. Now, quickly, last night, the Texas Rangers won the World Series. It's the first title in franchise history, so congratulations to them.
That's crazy because the only thing I remember about the Texas Rangers is Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan used to pitch with the Texas Rangers back in the day, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
That is true. Yep, and also tonight, the Titans take on the Steelers at 8:15 on Amazon Prime. Now, let's jump right into the news. What up, Tez?
What's going on, DJ Envy and the queen of the Breakfast Club, Jess Hilarious, and Charlamagne the God.
Peace, Taz, to the hood whisperer, Teslin Figaro.
Let's talk about the polls, the 2024 polls. How we looking?
Yeah, well, looks like Nikki Haley on the Republican side is rising in the polls. She's coming in a close second with Governor Ron DeSantis. And now you guys remember when Ron DeSantis announced he was running, everybody said this was going to be a race between DeSantis and Trump. And Nikki Haley is changing that. And now both of them they are tied in Iowa. Now, our own Charlamagne God interviewed Nikki Haley last night on The Daily Show. And I want to pull a couple of clips so you could hear it. Let's hear what she had to say about her run against Trump.
It doesn't seem like any Republican candidate has a chance against Trump unless Trump goes to prison. So why are so many people running?
Well, I think that they're running because everybody realizes that no one wants a Trump-Biden rematch. I mean, look, we need a new generational leader. It is time to get rid of all the older people. It's the most privileged nursing home in the country. It is time for us to start getting some new generational people in there and let the old guys go to the wayside.
Yes, Ms. Haley.
The most privileged nursing home in the country.
Love it.
Mm-hmm. She also had this to say about term limits.
I told you, I think the Senate's the most privileged nursing home in the country. They stay too long. They get used to the power. But the other side of it is, when you run for office, you're as close to the people as it gets. You've listened, you know what people want, and you really know how to go in there and get things done. The longer you stay, the more you move away from the people. And I think that's what's happened, is you look at what's happening in D.C., and they're so tone deaf. Both Republicans and Democrats don't understand the value of a taxpayer dollar. They don't understand that we've had serious issues with education. They don't understand the fact that crime is high, and they're not doing anything about it. They don't understand that we've got threats facing us everywhere from terrorists, and they're continuing to talk about things that don't matter. And so, yeah, I think we need to have term limits, because I think we have a lot of people in D.C. who have literally lost what the American people want. And I think that we need to start having that again. We had term limits when I ran for governor. You've got term limits for anyone that runs for president. That way you go in there, you focus on the people, and you focus on your legacy. And I think that's important.
And then one last one, and I want to hear your thoughts. You asked about engaging young voters in one very important question that you asked, because too many of these politicians want to be rappers. Let's take a listen.
I want you to engage young voters. I want you to earn their support. But are you willing to promise right now that you will not try to rap in order to do that?
Can I just say this? I loved Eminem and that song before then. And Ramaswamy just ruined that for me. He ruined it. Like, no, I will never rap. You don't want me to rap. I've always said, if you ever see me doing karaoke, you better take me home, because something's really wrong.
Speaking of karaoke, Jess.
Yes.
You did big karaoke last night.
I did karaoke. I did the private karaoke. I didn't know that was so popular in New York. Me and my best friend, we tore it up.
Mm-hmm. So, Charlamagne, what are your thoughts on that interview? It was a really, really good interview.
Thank you. I enjoyed the conversation with Nikki Haley. Taz knows we watch the debates, and we're always impressed by how Nikki holds it down in the debates. I mean, I like a lot of the things she talks about. I don't think we would be having this conversation about term limits if we didn't see the cognitive decline of so many elected officials. And I think folks realize nothing is changing in this country. So you need new ideas to create new systems. So that's another reason I think that they're trying to push the older people out. Not push the older people out, but let them know, you had your time. Let somebody else try now.
Yep.
Yeah,
And that's FYI, but just say push them out literally down the steps. So just say FYI, the next Republican debate is November 8th. Next week. So that's the debates are going to get, I think that's going to be a really good one, because now, with Pence dropping out the race, it really is, hopefully can start kind of narrowing down on these candidates.
Word. You can watch that whole interview too on the Daily Show's YouTube page, the whole interview with Nikki Haley. It was 21 minutes. I don't know how much they aired on TV, but it was 21 minutes in total.
Dope.
Yeah.
All right.
Do we have time for the second story?
Yeah, let's jump into it. Yeah, let's talk about the states that are struggling to hire people.
Baltimore.
Wanted to put this out there. 10 states are struggling to still hire workers. Americans have gradually returned to the workforce after COVID, but the labor force is still below pre-pandemic levels, reaching 62% in September. Now, with the job opening rate closing at 10% last month, Alaska is ranked in the top. I wanted to give you just the 10 states right quick: Alaska, West Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia, New Mexico, Louisiana, Montana, Mississippi, Colorado, and North Carolina. But I want to give you the
Maryland,
other side.
but South Carolina on there?
Yeah.
South Carolina was on there, number 3.
Number 3. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to give you the other side of that, because the article was saying, oh, people, they just don't want to go to work. But we got to remind people it's not just because people are saying, I just don't want to go to work, I'm lazy. I got to remind you that once again, we have 453,000 workers who are on strike. They're on strike for a reason, so it's not just not wanting to go get the jobs. Because remember, you're going to hear both sides of this as we continue to go through this presidential election. Hey, the job is there. The economy is there. They just want to do it. No, the job is there, but the job is not paying well. The job doesn't have the conditions that they need. It is a reason, like Dr. Cornell West pointed out on this show, why we have so many people still on strike. And I want to let you know that 60% of Americans are still living paycheck to paycheck.
So are they striking because they can't find a job or they can't find the right job?
They can't find the right job. Exactly right. There's plenty of jobs, but we have to ask, why is it that 75,000 healthcare workers have walked off? Why is it that Hollywood is now, also part of the strike? Why is it that the United Auto Workers are still at a strike? I mean, there's a reason why. Why is it that teachers are constantly, at a strike? So yeah, the jobs are there, but people don't want to just continue to just take any job just because.
Yeah, what's that quote? That quote, beggars can't be choosers. That quote might be null and void now because these people are not begging.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
They're qualified people who want, the right job.
That's right.
That's right. Inflation high, it's not adding up. People haven't got pay raise. So yeah, that lesser of the two evils and all of that, it's over with at that point. Americans are standing up, and I support the strike.
All right. Well, that is front page news. Thank you, Tez.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And make sure you subscribe to Tesla and Figaro's podcast, the Straight Shot No Chaser podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast network, and follow at Tesla and Figaro on all social media platforms.
Wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.